running for it too, but she just got a promotion.
Okay.
He said it was like $59.95, so it was so close to 6, they decided to bid it. The other one was over 6.
Okay.
We could call it an
It is
emergency, right?
Tuesday, September 24th, 2019. We'll call a meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One and up.
Sam still not as bad as John down
God.
in Osage County.
Oh, you poor guy.
I just got a hole
I
in
get
my
you a
sleeve.
new,
I don't have good stains all on my shirt.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Minutes to report received.
Side of your truck.
Minutes to report
Yeah,
received
yeah,
to
down the front of my
file.
It's all over the back window. Oh, my goodness.
No, okay, we have no minute. Commissioner Committee Liaison Reports,
Okay.
upcoming meetings and events.
We couldn't get that out of our system before this.
That was Locke coming in, I got it.
Alrighty, East Side Business Association barbecue tomorrow night. Home Builders Association golf tournament Thursday afternoon. Well, actually all day, they have 2 tee-offs, they got so many teams in it, so. Friday night's a Central Bank tailgate at Blair Oaks. Special Olympics opening ceremony Friday night also. I think it's at 7. Jefferson City's Oktoberfest Saturday. Got an open house out at Auburn Ridge Living Center in Wardsville Sunday afternoon. They'll feed you hot dogs and such, so come on by, I think 11 to 1. I think that's about it till next Tuesday.
I got a closed session port meeting tomorrow morning at 7:30 at the Soybean Association. And then I got a board of directors meeting for the Mid-Missouri RPC in Ashland at 4. There's a Central Missouri Community Action Board meeting Thursday night at 6, but I'm not sure I'm gonna make that. If either one of you guys got some time, we may think about changing that up, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to participate in that much. I got too much other stuff going on.
Which one was that?
Central Missouri Community Action, it was just kind of a new,
CMCA.
yeah, kind of a new one, but I just.
Wasn't a whole lot of action for a while, was there?
I don't know, I don't think we were involved in it, so, I mean, I don't think it was ever a committee that any of us served on. And they asked for participation, and I thought I might be able to swing it, but not with meetings at 6 and 7
That
o'clock
one
at
that's
night.
usually in Rolla?
This one's in Columbia, I think.
That's the workforce,
CWIB or whatever.
yeah. it's-
Central Office Conference Center, which I think it's in Columbia. But anyway, that's all I got.
Okay. Tonight's the Public School Foundation Gala. Tomorrow we've got a bicentennial meeting at 4. Knights of Columbus is having a chicken dinner for Big Brothers and Big Sisters. If anybody wants to go, I got tickets. Saturday, I get to be on KWAS with Hal Dooley. Oktoberfest. Angie Palooza's Saturday night too, blocking off our street. Monday night, I guess before the city council, there's a 5:30 meeting on tornado relief, so I'm gonna go to that just to see what they're doing, so that's all I've got. Any commission comments?
Where's your chicken dinner at?
It is at the Knights of Columbus on Tanner Bridge. This one, we do a pretty good job.
Okay.
Okay. Bids and contracts, approval of contract amendment for MODHSS, the Show Me Healthy Women contract.
Hello, this is no more money, they're just extending the time that we have to spend the money. Usually it ends in May, and they're extending it to September of next year. I'm not sure why.
Okay.
some more time. You know what?
I move that we approve and sign the contract with Missouri DHSS for Show Me Healthy Women.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval and signing of agreement with Republic Services.
Larry?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we had a DNR inspection, so we had to do some cleanup, still got some stuff to get rid of. And I talked to Jill about this too, so she saw this. Want to do a temporary service agreement for a 30-yard dumpster. And then, because anything we pick up off the road, like couches or household items or stuff, we need to put in the dumpster. DNR doesn't want it setting up on our lot on the ground, so anything like that we have to throw in there. This agreement would be, if you look on the back page, it shows the take off the delivery fee, which is a one-time fee, it'd be $494.08 a month. And the agreement would be monthly, so I would like to propose doing it to the end of the year, and we see how much we generate, you know, all stuff we're picking up. And if we don't get much, we may downsize after that, so.
It's month to month too.
Mhm.
It would also alleviate, we normally during the summer, we get a temporary,
Dumpster for Aaron to do is paint.
where he puts all this stuff from the paint, the bags from the glass beads and stuff, so it'll be a twofold. Plus we can monitor to see how much we actually pick up.
Do we have a pile of stuff to put in there now, or?
We have some stuff to put in there, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I would think it would slow down in the winter maybe, or hard to say.
It's hard to say, because we get a little bit of everything, so, you know, we've had to pick up shingles, to mattresses,
We picked up 3 couches one day.
so.
Couldn't just tell them that was our outside break room up there.
No, I didn't.
All right.
Okay.
And this, I mean, they pick up weekly if we fill it up, or?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll just call them when it's full.
Right, but I mean, if we fill it up once a week, they'll come and get it once a week or whatever.
Right.
I'm good with trying it, but if we're not using it, obviously we need to just have them pick it up, and so, anyway, you guys good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I move that we sign the temporary service agreement with Republic Services.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, do we have any unfinished business?
Do you need this one?
I'll sign that one. Okay, new business. I'm gonna move, since Locke is here, I know he. Oh. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no, he doesn't get to jump.
Uh, Discussion of pay form for prosecuting attorney's office. Come on, well, you're a busy man. I met one of your new attorneys last week, yeah.
Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so, as you all know, I submitted a few pay forms for some of my employees, 3 of the APAs, and also my office manager. And part of the reason for doing that is so our big competitor here in the area, big competitors, I guess, as far as trying to bring in attorneys and keep attorneys, are the Attorney General's office and probably the Boone County Prosecutor's Office would be the other one. And the AG's office for years has been starting their APAs out at a lower, significantly lower salary than what we can offer starting out. They have changed that to where it's gonna be pretty competitive within probably $1,000 of each other instead of the 5,000 difference that it was. And so the issue isn't necessarily with the starting salary, but it's with retaining attorneys after a couple of years. Because the way the AG's works is after about 4 years, you get a $5,000 pay bump. We are not currently doing that. I think, is it with the current structure, it's like a $500 bump by year, is that?
That was just last year during the
That was-
budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, I guess maybe what I'm saying is we need to start looking at going by merit-based raises, that kind of thing, because right now, my office, and I've compiled some numbers from the other first-class counties in the state, we have the third highest average ratio of cases to assistant prosecuting attorneys. And that is, so, you know, I've gone through, looked at the averages around the state. We have 6 assistant prosecutors, and this is based on the 2017 numbers, because those were the ones that were readily available when I started compiling this. But it comes out to an average of 854 cases per assistant prosecutor. And sort of for reference, you know, you hear a lot about the public defender system being overworked and things like that, and how they have a wait list even to bring people in and get them an attorney. You know, considered overworked for the public defender is about 100 to 120 cases. So we're higher than the state average for APAs in these first-class counties by about 150 cases. And I guess what I'm getting at here is these attorneys who I've suggested raises for are working very, very hard to keep these cases moving. You know, there's a saying that a prosecutor is a prosecutor 24/7, but it is quickly becoming a scenario where this is not gonna be a 40 hours an hour work week for these people, putting in the time it takes to prepare their cases, prepare their dockets, things like that. And if they're gonna be overworked, I have to be able to pay them, you know, somewhat according to what their value is. Because I'm not gonna be able to keep people at that level, at the APA 1 or 2 level, working that hard for roughly what they're making right now.
So no new positions, just trying to get an increase for the people that you have here?
Correct. I think eventually, like I said, these numbers are for 2017. I can tell you, unfortunately, these numbers are not going down anytime soon. We've seen a steady, slow but steady climb, I would say. I think eventually, we'll get to a point where I'm going to need to bring in or add a new APA position. But I wouldn't say that's urgent at this moment, just trying to get some raises for the folks who are here now, to reward them for the work that they've been doing. They've really been carrying the water down in Division 3, which is a very heavy docket. And handling a number of our drug cases, which are significant.
So if we were to approve these today,
Yes.
then would these people not be eligible for an increase if we gave raises at the first of the year?
Well, and so I submitted I submitted an initial pay form, with the savings I made on my new hire, Justin, because technically that spot was slotted for an APA 2. We brought him in as an APA one. Based on the savings, that's how I calculated those initial
Mhm.
pay raises there. So either way, through the rest of this year and into next year, that would be a wash. The county wouldn't really be out anymore, I think, other than, what was it, $760 if it would be extra. But if we wanted to, like, if we wanted to go that route and maybe award those now and then revisit at the start of the year, the second pay raise, which is what the second pay form, which is what I think they should probably be at, we could do that. Just, I guess, make it
So, so what you're saying, that these salaries that the starting salaries are not really where they should be?
I think the starting salary, like for our APA one, is fine. The issue is gonna be, as people get a few years into practice, their value is gonna increase pretty
Right.
significantly as they get some courtroom, trial
Experience.
experience, things like
Right.
that. And I get it, and they understand as well, this is public service work. No one's in it necessarily for the money, but at the same time, these are people who've gone through and gotten professional degrees and are working hard a lot of the times to pay off some student loans, things like that. So, and they are, again, I can't say this enough, working very, very hard for this office and for this county. And so I just want to make sure that they are compensated accordingly.
So if we would do this now, though, going back to Chris's question, they would not be eligible then, or they would not be taking, if we would grant a COLA or anything like that. We're doing this now, and,
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's accurate.
So I think they
So if you
can
wanted
go
to-
either way. I think you'd like to see them get probably a COLA at the end of the year, or a
Sure.
raise at the end of the year. So this is kind of an adjustment, is what I heard you said. This is
Yeah.
more of a pay adjustment, would not necessarily make them not eligible for another raise at the end of the year, so. Thoughts, Jeff?
I'd rather do this stuff all at budget time. We approve the pay grid at the beginning of the year. If you're gonna adjust it now, then we've gotta do it for everybody. So that's just kind of been where I've dug in the whole time on them. We've had several other people have asked for adjustments on them. So I don't disagree with what he's saying, but it's just where my principal lays is doing this during budget time and trying to stick with the pay grid that we approved,
Right.
so.
yeah, I kind of agree with Jeff, I think we're starting budget, so if we could, put this in the budget for 2020, I think it's gonna be cleaner.
Okay.
I don't disagree with you. I think it's hard to keep people
Yeah.
here, and so obviously
Sure.
we don't want to lose people, and we want to compensate our people fairly for work done. Yeah, this might be a revenue neutral here this year, but then going
Sure.
forward, it might not be revenue neutral next year.
Right, and
so.
so that initial pay form I sent would be a revenue neutral,
Mhm.
for next year as well. So,
Okay.
for
Yeah, I
the
mean,
most part, I think it's $760 more, but because that was just taking that raise essentially, or that, money from the APA two slot, and redistributing it a little bit.
I do think it's cleaner if we do have this discussion at budget time, and then
Sure.
if if there's a COLA with a pay adjustment or something, you kind of roll it all together. Not that that's fair across the board, but sometimes life ain't fair, but anyway. So, if you're good with waiting till budget, sounds like that's kind of where we're at.
Well, I mean, we're starting it, so I'd rather, I think it'd be cleaner if we just do it at budget time. And I know your people, they do one heck of a job, so I don't disagree with that. I just, if we can just wait a couple months, and then it's gonna be, yeah, I think it'd be cleaner.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot.
Yep, thanks.
Okay. We'll go back, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second and final reading of budget adjustment 16.
16, this is for $3,606.88. This is for the work that the collector has done for the assessor. And so this is just putting the money back from putting it into the collector so we can.
This was the work the collector did for the assessor?
Yes.
Yes. I move that we approve and sign court order number 16.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Second and final reading of budget adjustment number 17.
This is for $55,888.73. This is the insurance proceeds for the damage that was done at the Prayer Family Center.
So we've gotten all that money and we're just, from the insurance money, but we haven't spent it yet?
Right,
Okay.
right. It's just gonna be available there when we do have that contract that
Right.
should be approved later this month for the fencing.
Was most of this for the fence, or was this for other stuff too?
It was for other stuff too, but the majority of the money was the fencing.
Okay. I move that we approve and sign court order number 17.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Health Department to discuss immunization budget.
Hello.
Good morning.
So we've had some unexpected expenses and revenues for the immunization budget.
At least you said
So-
revenues too.
Huh?
At least you said revenues too.
Yes, we did. So, last year we had like $16,000 left over in that line. Right now, we had to transfer some money to get some flu vaccine paid for this year. And part of it is because we had one refrigerator that the condenser was going out and we replaced, and then the Frigidaire wasn't keeping time, so we fixed that other one, and then we had that other one just burn up. So we spent about $10,000 in refrigerators. The other thing is Shinrix, it's been on very short supply. So instead of waiting, we couldn't get it through VaxCare, so we went ahead and ordered it ourselves. Well, every time we get a shipment of it, it's about $1,400. We get reimbursed for it, but we have to pay that out of our expenditure line. So that's like $8,400 that we've had to pay out of that line that we're getting back, but it's coming out. And then DHSS, in about March or April, they asked if we would do their flu vaccines this year. So we've had to order that, and we ordered it when we ordered the Cole County stock, which that we just give to employees, but that's about 800 doses. We had to pay $16 a dose for it, so that's about $12,800. Now we're gonna get probably at least $30 a dose back, which would be about $24,000. So, but the long and the short of it is our expenditure line is in the hole. We are getting money back, but it's like Donna said, it's not like at home where you just take it out and put it back in the same bucket. There are different lines here. So Kristen and I were talking about some other ideas. The refrigerators could have came out of capital, or could increase the expenditure line knowing that we're gonna get that revenue back. And next year, we've kind of gone through, and Donna's done a lot of work figuring out just exactly how much we're gonna pay for a vaccine and how much we're gonna get back. So our expenditure line will look a lot different next year when we start billing those insurances for the vaccine. But this flu clinic with DHS will kind of give us a good idea on how much we'll be able to recoup from when we buy the vaccine ourselves.
So another idea we kind of threw out there was the possibility of paying for the county employees' flu shots out of wellness instead of out of the health department's budget.
Which that's only about 200 doses, about $16 a piece, so it's not a huge amount, but.
Right, but just being more creative with what we're doing
Yeah.
and how we're doing it.
So, so it just seems kind of odd. I mean, so the expenses in vaccines, why can't we have revenue come in vaccines?
We do, but my expenditure line is gone for the year.
I get
So,
that.
Yeah, but we do have a
So you
revenue
need a
line.
loan.
Yeah. I need money out of my
So-
revenue line for my
We
expenditures.
didn't plan on all of the revenue that they are expecting this year because we didn't know about
Right.
the stuff we would
Yeah.
need. So we didn't expect the expense or expect the revenue, so we didn't budget either side.
Right.
We could possibly, if we knew what we were getting from DHSS, court order that back into both sides, since we didn't do either side. But it's hard to,
Well,
Like
it's
to
the
have
same on the
money before we
Shinrix.
do that.
The
Mhm.
Shinrix, we didn't expect to pay that out or get that back either. It's money in and out, but it's, you know, $1,400 a pop, it adds up fast.
it's kind of the timing of it at the moment. So
Right.
we have to make all those expenditures up front.
Right.
Yet we haven't gotten to the point where we're over on the revenue side. So it's hard to court order that revenue back in when we haven't reached what we thought we were going to get to, even though we've spent it all out.
So can we make a budget adjustment to add money into vaccines and then make a court order or budget adjustment to take excess out and put it over to revenue as it comes in or when it comes in, or?
Can do a court order later.
Yeah, we could do a court order later.
Take it out of contingency now.
I mean, I'm just thinking, let's transfer some money into vaccines to cover the costs.
Yes.
And then figure out the revenue, and, I mean, if we have excess in vaccines that we borrowed to them, basically, I mean, we could take it back and, so that it works out, but.
Yeah, you could. It just would be the court order later
Right.
once we know where we stand closer to the end of the year. They just need the money now.
Right, you gotta
How
pay
long
for
does it take
materials
for
up
it?
front before you give the
Exact-
shots, yeah.
Exactly,
I
and like I
deal
said, we
with that
weren't
all the
expecting
time.
to have to buy that Shinrix out of
Yeah,
the budget, that usually VaxCare does it, but it's been in very short supply, so.
And we're gonna be doing flu clinics, we start today, and then next week we go to the state to do all of those, and then I think we have one more later in October. And that, we're thinking 300 doses, approximately 300 to 400 doses, so we'll have that back probably within November, December, we should be getting that money back in, because it doesn't take that long for insurances to usually reimburse us, so.
You guys got
Yeah.
any thoughts? I mean,
Well, Kristen visited with me about her idea, and I thought it made perfect sense to come out of wellness. But would that be something we would do just this year, or would we continue to do that? Because to me, there's an absolute relationship there between the two of them.
See,
It
next
makes
year,
sense.
yeah, Donna has put together a very comprehensive spreadsheet for next year that shows like how many doses we usually do, what we'll have to pay and how we get back, so, and, but like this year, we're just, starting to try it, so next year, we actually, the revenue is a lot bigger than the expenditure.
Either
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
works for me, so I'd say if,
Well, I think that it's two-sided there as well, so we could possibly provide those vaccines, pay for them out of wellness and not charge our insurance, so our employees and not pay.
Yeah, we don't.
Which we don't
We
now.
just buy the vaccine and give it to county employees, it usually
So it's
just comes
come
out of our budget. But that's
Yeah.
like 200 doses, yeah.
that was $15 a dose, is that what you said? So about $3,000.
16, yeah.
A little over 16s and stuff, I was rounded to 7, yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with paying for the flu vaccines out of wellness. I mean, I think
yeah,
that,
I think
yes.
that's, I think that's,
I think that
So
makes
that's
sense,
fine.
but
yeah,
I,
it
Yeah.
does.
but I think you'll still probably be short on materials
Yeah.
in that other line, so we'll have to, advance some money there
Yeah,
somehow.
4% interest. Get off that. Oh, can't do that.
Yeah, we'll give you your flu shot.
Try not to make it hurt too bad.
Yeah.
might not be able to sit for a day or two.
Yeah.
No,
We're working
I'll
on it,
get
yeah.
that, we can get that to you this week, 'cause I know that we have enough.
I mean, whichever's the cleanest and easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
As far as,
We'll go ahead and send you a transfer as soon as
Yeah,
we know the amount, and
yeah.
then we'll talk about
Yeah, I
court
was
order
like-
once the revenue comes back in.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's good.
yep,
Thank you.
we're good.
So, yeah,
Yep,
Okay.
it's both sides, not just.
sure, yep, absolutely.
And the fridges, we didn't, we
so
gotta
I
have
mean,
that.
that's something else, and I think, Chris, you might have brought it up, we're talking about salaries and health.
Mhm.
I mean, we need to look at that too and see what people would prefer. Would you rather be making a little more? Would you rather have a better family plan?
Mhm.
So I think we just need to put that in the back of everybody's heads.
Right.
And I know you've been looking at that real hard and mentioned it, and
Mhm.
I don't think it's too early really to bring that up, but just kind of put that in people's mind too.
As far as different options for health insurance.
The other thing that we kind of put into our budget for this year, we had some nurse 2 positions that we hired in as 1s that we would like to make 2s again in 6 months. You don't want to necessarily hire them in as
Right.
a 1 or as a 2 or a 3. The position will get there when they get those duties, so. we tried
That's
to
where we
build
gotta
that-
be careful
I
with, you
know.
take the money, cause I brought them in as an LP1.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give them more money as an LP1
2 or 3.
because they're really qualified. Well, now I'm gonna bring them up to an LP2, which you don't necessarily have anymore.
Right, that's, we tried to
So-
build that in.
You really
So-
test our memory on those,
I
but
know.
we rely on Debbie for that.
How are we on our RNs? Are we,
Thank
We
you,
are
Debbie.
fully staffed.
Good.
So our last one was Cliff's daughter. She's doing wonderful,
that's-
but yeah. But trying to keep them. Yeah, you have to, it's like you want them to be able to move up.
Sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it goes with the prosecutors down here, you run
Yeah.
into the same thing, and it's just difficult, so.
I agree.
yeah,
We're fully staffed, not covered.
good, that's good.
Let's do this. I just don't look at it. Go
Okay.
ahead. Can't get my computer to come up.
Tornado-related expenses
restarted
at the
mine.
Capital West Event Center.
Mine wouldn't either, so.
Okay, so what we've been able to do was since the tornado, looked at, we opened up the points of distribution center at the Capital West Church. One of the things, they kind of give you a list of things that they need when we do that to set it up. One of the larger items was a large dumpster. So actually, in all reality, when they first set that up, the city had that under contract already for some of their stuff. So they literally moved one out there. And so the other day, they sent a bill to see if we could help cover some of the charges since it's under emergency management. I thought it was very steep, it was like $2,800. After I got to looking at it yesterday, that includes some of the dumpsters they had set up for the tornado. So I just now got this, so it's gonna run about $1,000 on our side. This is something we can get reimbursed, of course, or FEMA, along with the forklift that I've had out there for some time. So I don't have the funds in my account to pay that, so I didn't know if the commission wanted to do that, or let me move some money out of one of my accounts and put it over in emergency services so I can pay for that. We have paid now pretty minimal, really. We paid the Save Coalition, which was the engineers that came and did all the structural assessments, which was about $800, somewhere in that area. So, and which was very reasonable, because they went through the city and the county and looked at all the buildings. The only thing they charged us actually was mileage. I think we paid one motel room and overnight stay. So in all reality, our expenses have been very minimal. But I'd like to go ahead and see what your thoughts are, your commission out of their budget, or I can try to move some money out of mine. I've had some pretty good expenses this year. We had one of the generators went down during the fair. I just got that repaired Thursday. That was a $900 bill, so I had to take that out of my hazmat budget item, because my maintenance budget and emergency services budget, or emergency fund, was pretty well out. So that's kind of where we're at. It's kind of on our part of my job with emergency management for the city and the county, to kind of take care of some of these costs during this time, so.
Now, did you say we will get reimbursed?
We can put that in on our FEMA reimbursement,
Okay.
right,
Okay.
as expenses we've had to have. So 2 weeks ago, that was moved now to the old Sears building. Farmers let them use that warehouse until it's leased and they have to move. It's really downsized a lot. We've downsized a lot from what we call consumable products every day, diapers, food, stuff like that. Now it's more the larger stuff, the furniture, which that has to go through Catholic Charities, which you have to have a case manager assigned. That your home was totally destroyed, now you've got an apartment you can rent or a house. If you have no furniture, Catholic Charity has to be your case manager and go and look and see what you really need before they can go out there and pick it up or be delivered. So it's scaled down quite a bit. I don't know, so there again, we've had no cost at Great Central, or the old Great Central with Capital West. and so far, no cost with the Sears building as well. So I think we're doing very well on that, considering, you know, Joplin, they paid $30,000 a month just for warehouse storages. So I feel very fortunate that this is where we're at. So that was kind of what I wanted to, whenever I got that information, I said, I need to take this to the commission to get approval to pay it, one way or the other. So right now, it's $805. They picked that up the other day, so they're estimating about another $244 once they picked it up and dumped it. So they actually charge you by the tonnage once they dump it. Rental's only $109 a month, but then when they dump it, of course, there's a dump fee as well.
Normally you would cover it. You just don't have the money in there. That's what you're
My
saying right
emergency,
now.
the funds
So-
that's put into my emergency account, yeah, pretty well
Okay.
dwindled down.
But normally, in normal circumstances, if you didn't have all the other expenses, it would just come out of there. So now either
Exactly.
gonna give him a loan too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was
Well,
I
thinking.
mean, I'll look at it when we get back with Christian to see what, but it's gonna have to come out of one of my hazmat lines. That's about the only place I've got any leeway. Of course, we're just in September, so.
But I think it'd be cleaner just to have us do a loan and
Just be
then,
aware in this circumstance, it's gonna take a while to get the money back.
Money back,
Oh, yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I wondered.
It
So
will.
Yeah.
it may be a year, it may be 2 years before we actually see
we may
that
have to give him a loan for the other
reimbursement.
stuff.
I'll be retired by
So,
then.
I mean,
So just be
Oh, we gotta talk
prepared,
about
in
that
this
too.
circumstance, it's probably going to be a transfer and we're not gonna court order anything back in.
Right.
We're not gonna know.
Yeah, I'll look, and I didn't get time this morning. I mean, Lily just got this update as I was sitting here, so I can go back and look and just to know if I do a transfer fund out of one of my line items,
Well,
but I can.
we just need to do whatever.
We'll do that.
In all
Yeah,
reality, we got pretty lucky that it's just
Right.
normal
We've
as
been
it
very,
is.
very, very
So-
fortunate.
Yeah, this has been a unique year.
Very
What would you
fortunate.
suggest, would you suggest we pay that out of, or?
We've been tracking most of Bill's expenses out of that emergency line, so I would assume that we would still pay it out of there, so it's all together.
Right.
Yeah,
We've been trying to keep all the insurance stuff in one line and all the other
Okay.
extra expenses out of his emergency line, so that would be my suggestion,
So transfer out of
contingency.
just contingency and Bill's budget?
He doesn't, in
He
general.
doesn't, okay, he doesn't
Yeah.
have contingency in his budget
do
line.
Right.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I knew about this earlier, I would've sure brought it to the
Well, if you
commission.
know about a tornado, then I wanna talk to you about this weekend's football games too. Sorry, Bill.
Is that Dallas Cowboys
You-
playing?
Oh, we keep playing the bad teams, we're gonna be undefeated, so.
Anyway, that's all I had, and I just wanted to make sure you
Okay.
all were aware of that.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Great,
Bill.
thanks. We good with transferring out of
Yeah.
contingency for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Keep it running, and we won't get that money back for a while, and then we can do the.
but Bill can't retire till we get it back.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Did we need to talk about them election bags?
We got one more. We got first reading
Oh.
of budget adjustment. Number 8.
Okay.
Come on.
Jumped the gun, sorry.
Sure. There's no action today, is first reading of 918, is for $3,930.69. It's a vehicle that was damaged and, getting the insurance proceeds so we can get it fixed.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Are you sure? Do we need to talk about them election bags? Do we have to
I'm-
just give
I'm
like a
fine.
formal approval? I saw the emails. go
yeah,
back
I'm
and
fine
forth.
with,
I don't know how many we're just gonna sell, but obviously, we have somebody that wants to buy them and we're not
Yeah.
using them. I mean, be more than we get out of surplus, so,
oh, yeah,
anyway.
Well, we'd have to pay to get our name off of it and all that stuff too, so.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring it up so that we have an actual formal approval to dispose of them or to allow somebody else to use them. What county was that? Bates?
Not away.
Nottaway?
yeah.
They asked for them first, so I'm fine with them.
Yeah, I think that's, I think you can get.
Adaptive reuse. Well, it's not adaptive, it's just reuse.
So you wanna vote on it, or?
I'm trying to find an email about it, see if it, what in particular wording we need to have on there. Do we need to vote on that, Jill?
You know what you could do is you could vote to give Steve authority to dispose of them.
Right. kinda my thought too.
Really, our normal policy is to go surplus and sell them,
Mm-hmm.
and we kinda decided with EMS, with the last vehicle, that if they were gonna go outside of that realm, they just kinda needed you guys to sign off on it and say that that was okay.
Okay. You guys good with that?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, what we just call them, surplus bags, election bags.
Yeah.
Surplus election bags.
I move that we give Steve Korsmeyer authority to dispose of election bags.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else?
Nothing? You don't need anything?
Okay, I have a letter, October 1st is the new Alzheimer's Awareness Day in downtown Jefferson City. And they encourage employees to wear purple on October 1st, which is next Tuesday. So in order to come in here for our meeting, you gotta have purple on somewhere.
Be careful how you say that. Are you gonna check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff wanted to-
Yeah, anyway. But then we take a picture, we send it to them.
You might wear
I think
the
John's got a
rainbow
purple
that day.
shirt, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John got purple.
Yeah, I think we've done that before, but anyway, this is, so, everybody remember.
It's next week?
Yeah,
Could you
next,
send us a reminder?
Yeah.
yes.
You got purple shirts for sale at the store?
I'm gonna wear a purple tie.
A
I'm gonna wear a
purple
purple
tie.
tie. Actually, I do have a pale lavender shirt. Yeah.
Lavender.
Okay.
You got any lavender in your closet, Jeff?
I got purple.
Send an email out.
Yeah, please. Okay. That's all I've got. Anything else?
I move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 in the revised statutes of Missouri for sub 14, closed under another law, 610.100.3, and responses to bids and negotiated contracts, sub 12.
Second.
Roll call?
Sam?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes. What happened to my computer here?